Shefali ma'am, if you can give your introduction as from where we have left, let's start once again. So if you can introduce yourself.
Yes, I'll do that. Let me start by saying, obviously by now everybody knows my name is Shefali Chopra. And yes, I'm a storyteller. I'm a motivational speaker. I am inspiring those who want to be inspired through my stories. I am a theatre exponent. I have been doing theatre with children and with other people for past 13 to 14 years now. I love to actually transform people's lives. That's one thing I was very clear about since I was a child. And I think that's what was my calling, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm actually living my dream is what I can say. But obviously all these things don't really define me. This is just a part of me. This is not me. There is much more to me and my persona. And as the session will go on, I am going to unfold a lot of things coming by.
Thanks a lot, Shefali ma'am. So as today's session, if we go by, that we are going to look inwards to see outwards. So why this topic? Means why you have selected this topic?
You know, I must tell you, we are so busy looking outside. We are so busy looking outside that actually we have no time to look inside us. Have you ever realized that when we want to know people, when we want to meet new people, we make that kind of effort. We put in that kind of energy. We go out of our way to connect with people over tea, coffee, lunch, dinner, because we want to know them better. Do we actually spend even this kind of time with our own self, knowing our own self? I doubt it. I don't think so. Because everybody else is running in a race, we think that's exactly what we should do. And we start running a race. We don't realize that actually our race is not really with anybody else. Our race should be actually with our own self. You know, when I was what I am today and what I was 2 years ago. And if there is a progression, that only means I have grown. We cannot connect the dots. How do we connect the dots? We cannot connect the dots by looking in the future. We need to connect the dots by looking in the past, in the backwards zone, so that we can put these up together for a better future. And then we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the real reason that I chose this topic.
Okay, perfect. So I think that's a very noble initiative. Now, as a philanthropist, or as we all want to be a good person, the philanthropy is the area where everyone wants to, contribute something. And because of COVID-19, we have seen that more and more people are becoming philanthropists. So how we can, be a philanthropist to ourselves? Let's not, be outside.
I think people have this notion that, when we give, we are being something magnanimous. But actually, if you ask me, when you give, you receive.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is in terms of education, whether it is some kind of care, whether it is concern, when you give is when you receive. It is a simple formula. The problem is we are only thinking that, we are doing a big thing by giving it to somebody, but that's not the case really. And of course, this is a good time when people are actually spending time with their own selves, doing a lot of introspection, seeing where they're really going wrong. And this is a good time. This is a very good time to rewire yourself, your thought line. This is the best time. I mean, this is probably going to be the only time when we can actually start to introspect and see where we are right now and what do you think, or what kind of change do we want in our lives to be able to give to the society.
Mm-hmm.
In a positive fashion, because when we give it to the society, it is definitely going to come to us.
Correct.
in a multitude kind of a fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It is not going to be limited. It is going to be magnanimous completely.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do something for the society, obviously, it's got a ripple effect. If we throw in positivity, there is nothing else that's going to come out. Only positivity is going to come out.
Okay. So now let me ask a question, a tricky question, which is a reverse of it. When I ask that what is in it for me, or when I ask that if loving myself is a crime, am I wrong or am I right?
Okay, because I'm a storyteller, I have to have a story. For a very long time, I used to think and wonder what it is to love your own self. When we were growing up, nobody really taught us this. Nobody told us what it is to love your own self. And when couple of years down the lane, I realized that this was a new concept for me. So I started to wonder, is it like going to a parlor? Or is it like treating myself to a nice restaurant, some kind of food? Maybe I go to a market and buy something for myself. And I realized, no, this is not loving yourself. Loving yourself is accepting yourself for who you really are. And the minute you start loving yourself, you can love everybody better. So actually loving yourself is very important. Unfortunately, we are not trained. We are not taught these little things. I learned this much, much later in my life. And my advice to many, many people out there is, please love yourself. Definitely love yourself. I was diagnosed with lupus a couple of years ago. I don't know if many people know what lupus is all about. It's an autoimmune disorder. Very honestly, I really thought I was dying. I really thought so. Because there was so much pain and I was in agony, I was in depression and I didn't want to do anything. I was very sad. But the minute I realized, it took me a while, okay? It's easy to say than do. But the minute I realized that this has to change, it changed. It really did. I fought everything and here I am telling you that yes, love yourself is very, very, very important. And please do not ignore this, because it's very easy to love everybody else, because we're always running, loving your child, loving your parents, loving your spouse. Please find time for yourself, which is called the me time, and love yourself. Do those little things that are close to your heart. Do those things that mean to you, and actually life will become more meaningful.
Oh, great, ma'am. So now in between, I would like to do a rapid fire. Normally,
Sure.
Normally just in the end of the quiz, we do a rapid fire. So here, I'll ask you a couple of questions. You are free to say no. I'm not, going to answer, but it's okay. So your childhood hero.
Oops, my dad.
Okay. And your role model?
My mom.
Oh, wow. So your family only. You don't want to go beyond that. Okay.
No, because that's what I keep seeing, all the time.
Okay. Other than your family, what encourages you?
I'm a very, very family person. I can tell you that. It has always been for me. My family and then very close core friends. Very close.
The best social service occasions which you have, enjoyed.
Okay, when I was 22 years old, and that's really long back, I organized a blood campaign where I celebrated my birthday, and the whole staff of the company along with me, we did a blood drive. So we gave like 300 people, we all gave blood to the people who needed it in the hospital. I think that was a very,
Yeah, the worst day during COVID.
Sorry?
The worst day during this situation. Worst time during the COVID.
Worst time? There is no worst time really. I dip and I come out. I dip and I come out.
Okay, so that's great. So probably you are facing bouncers and Google is equally well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Now, as we love ourselves, sometimes it happens that we feel pressurized by the society. So, what during your experience of this motivation or interaction, social interaction, which kind of cases you came through that a person goes through?
See, what happens is we are always trying to say, a lot of times we keep saying yes, yes, yes. And actually, from within, we want to say no, no. But the problem is, we are, in our minds, we are trained. We are like little trained monkeys, if you ask me. We are trained to say yes, purely because we do not want to hurt somebody else. Or we don't want to, create an issue in our own relationship. When somebody is close and to you and you actually want to say no, but you say yes just to please them. So that, okay, fine, let's not have a fight over it. But actually, it's quite damaging. We end up saying yes, but when we want to say no, is actually really not good for us. Because over a period of time, when you keep doing this, it builds into your body. That's exactly what happened to me. When I read about lupus for the first time, I switched on the computer and I didn't know what lupus is. It was such a strange name. I'd never heard of something called lupus ever in my life. And I typed lupus. And the first line I remember that popped like that. I don't know from where. After that, I never saw that line. They said lupus happens to people who feel unloved. And I had tears rolling down my eyes. And I thought to myself, I said, what have I done? Why did I let this happen? Why? I mean, here today, I am sitting and thinking, oh my God, because when I saw the doctor, he said, lupus is just like cancer. I mean, it is like a dragon, if you ask me. It can be in your body and it lies dormant if it wants to. But the minute it decides to play up, it kills you. So it's not like I eat medication and I don't have lupus. That doesn't happen. So I said, where did I go wrong? And I realized this is exactly where I went wrong. I wanted to say no, but I kept saying yes.
Wow, such a wonderful.
Yeah, I want people to know this. When I can convince people is only when I have gone through something and I have conviction for it. These are not stories out of, like random stories that I'm sharing. They are my stories, close to my heart. That's why I can convince people, because I know exactly what it feels like. Mm-hmm. And breaking your own mental shackles is not easy, but it is not impossible.
Correct. So I think, ma'am, you are sharing your experiences, and that makes, even differentiate a coach from a motivational speaker. Sometimes it's very easy to be just a motivational speaker by reading several books, remembering the script, and then you can go on a stage with a blazer on and everything, and you can be a great motivational speaker. But to become a coach, a life coach, you need to live that life. So that is a really a different situation where you are in, and you have lived that life. Now coming back to the topic once again, looking inward. So what you suggest to our team, the Circle of Legends, how they can encash this concept of looking inwards to see outwards? What are your suggestions? What are the action items?
Most importantly, when I say look inwards, it is not a disease. A lot of times people say, oh, We'll have to take out separate time and think really like really hard. And what am I going to do? It is that little voice that speaks from within. It is that little intuition. It can be faith. It is always connecting with you all the time, but you need to listen to it. The problem is because there is so much noise from the outside world that you're not able to connect. Everybody has that voice. It's just a matter of time. Slow down. And this is a good time because somehow the whole world is on this crazy thing called a slow moving pace. But actually, I really think we needed it. We really needed it. So you introspect and realize what are things that you really want to do. And once you start making points, please make points. It's not hypothetical. It is real. When you start making points every day of your life, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. You start achieving slowly, steadily, one by one. We are not running. No, we're not running because we want to enjoy this journey. It is not like reaching a destination. You need to savor everything on your way. You need to smell the flowers. You need to see the sunshine. You need to look at the stars. Come on. Just take that time. And once you start connecting from within, you will realize there are a lot of things probably you were simply doing because you were just supposed to. And you were ignoring the ones which were so close to your heart. I'm not saying break up with everything and everybody. No. But you need to give importance to yourself. And if you won't do it, nobody else will. Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Only you know this is your life. And only you can dance your dance. Nobody else can do this for you. How can I? If you tell me that I have a tummy ache, can I sit there and say, I don't think so? Just because you're smiling and saying, oh, I don't think I'm well. That doesn't mean that, I'll say, no, you look well. It doesn't work like that. So that connection is very important. The inner and the outer. The minute you will start to balance it, you will realize the difference between the two. The gap will start to narrow. And the minute that happens, you actually start living your life in the best possible manner. But it is not one-time thing that you need to try. It is a consistent process that you need to work towards, like how you breathe, like how you brush. They say motivation doesn't last forever. I agree. Neither does brushing. But we brush every day. And a lot of us, we brush twice a day. And some people even thrice.
Yeah. Agree, ma'am. So I think wonderfully explained with an action items. So I would like to pass the ball now to our team members to recollect what they have, gone through, whatever they have known, and what action item they want to carry forward in their life. Because at the Circle of Legends, we believe in taking small incremental steps to make the life lessons manipulated into a success, bigger success. With each small, yeah, please.
One little thing I'd like to say to everybody. We are actually all of us are storytellers of our life. We are the actors, the directors, the editors, the producers of our life. And we, and only we, have the power to change our story. Struggle is a part of story, but how to come out of it is also our story. We just simply have to work towards it. If the caterpillar thought, oh, my struggle is too much and I can't, we would never have butterflies in our world, would we?
True.
So we have to go through the struggle to be something completely transformed. So please do not get scared because of the struggle. It's not that I'm saying this, it is not that I did not struggle. I struggled a lot, a hell of a lot. And it wasn't easy. Today I can say, oh, I did it all my way. No, it was not easy. And it still is not. I'm still struggling every day. When I get up in the morning, the first thing that I say, thank you. Thank you, universe. Because this universe gave me one more day. There are a lot of people who die while sleeping. So I got that one little opportunity to make this day the way I want to make it. Choice is in my hands, whether I want to do something positive and giving, or I have to do something sad. Choice is in all our hands, really. So the best is do your best bit and leave it in the universe.
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am.